Pitchers and catchers soon down in Bradenton, Florida. Yeah, spring training is here, and the Pirates haven't really done anything in this offseason except take a lot of abuse for what's gone on with the fact that they haven't done anything. Chris Mack, let me start with you on this. You're going to be down there. You cover them before and after the game each and every day on 93.7 The Fan. The Brewers called it a rebuild, and they promised they would add to it when the time is right. The Pirates had a similar opportunity. They chose not to ever use that word. So what do they do now moving forward? And when you look at Milwaukee, it's a similar situation. Why couldn't it have happened here that way?
It could have happened here that way. Probably should have happened here that way, Bob, but it didn't. And so they're going to try and rebuild on the fly and do everything they can to avoid that term. But I think it would be much better if they would embrace what they're actually doing when they talk to the fans. And please, don't tell me that you expect to compete this year. Don't tell Josh Harrison that you expect to compete this year. Tell us that this may be a step back. This is probably a 75-win team. And go forward with it. Tell us what you're really doing. Tell us that you're rebuilding on the fly, because I don't see them with their $80 million payroll right now as they're set to be at going into the season, going out and using the money that they have available under what they spent last year to go get that corner outfielder that they need.
Well, that's the strange part to me, and I think Chris nailed it, is that what are they afraid of? Bad PR? Are they afraid people are going to be mad? Are they afraid people aren't going to go? All that stuff's already happening. So I think that a modicum of honesty at this point, or at least transparency, like, you're not going to compete right now. Just say, hey, look, we kind of messed up after 98 wins. We should have built onto this team. We should have added on. We didn't do it. We learned from it. And now we're in a point in which we are rebuilding. So bear with us. This notion that they're living in both worlds, or trying to live in both worlds where they're not adding pieces but they are going to compete, people are seeing through it, and I think people are upset at the message more so than the process.
Absolutely. This organization is horrendous at PR, and they're so tone deaf in the things that they say. If you're Neil Huntington, you can't say at Pirate Fest, we are not as good of a team without Garrett Cole and Andrew McCutchen in 2018. Then you trade them both, and now you're trying to tell us, well, we just got rid of the two guys I said we couldn't get rid of.
We didn't really lose anything.
Yeah, but we're going to compete. I think the thing also is Milwaukee, they've done things that we're told all the time cannot be done here. They trade prospects to get big pieces back. They go out and sign guys to big contracts when they have a chance. When they've been good enough that they think they have a chance to go for it, they add. So don't tell me here at a bigger market than Milwaukee you can't do the same things.
So we talked about a petition that's circulating, a lot of signatures. We've talked about attendance going backwards each of the last 2 years. So, Colin, what do you think attendance will be this year? How far down will it go? And also, let's talk about opening day. Will it be a sellout on opening day?
I don't know if they'll sell out on opening day. I think attendance will be about 19.5 on average. It'll dip below 20,000, which should make a lot of people really pay attention in the front office. They're already paying attention now because of the way it's fallen the past few years. But on opening day, that's really, really curious, because people have traditions. People go to that regardless, generally. But this seems to be a different sort of feel. I've never seen apathy. I haven't seen apathy in a while like I've seen now. People are really turned off by the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't think it'll be a sellout on opening day, Bob.
I think they'll probably sell out opening day just because it's the tradition of opening day, and a lot of people go.
People haven't been this mad, though, Paul.
That to me is not significant. What will be significant is when they have 7,000 on the second day. And I think they'll be right around 20,000, like you said. And the bottom line is they've got to start to do something to show fans they are legitimately interested in winning. Well, and until they do that, they're going to continue to lose fans, a little bit at a time, and next thing you know, you're going to look up and you're going to have 15,000 in that stadium.
Well, you mentioned the bottom line, Paul. The actual bottom line for them is they're going to make money without selling ticket one. Every Major League Baseball team with revenue sharing set up the way it is, and the $50 million check they're going to get from Major League Baseball via Disney this year is set up to make money. They could play in front of an empty ballpark all year long.
What I don't understand, though, is this hill that they're dying on right now that Bob Nutting's a nice guy. Well, okay, I don't think people care. No, people just want to see him go out, and the management group go out and buy players, bring talent in. The notion that people have been critical of the management team, and the one thing they're latching onto right now is, wait a minute, it's unfair. Bob Nutting's a nice man. Well, Okay, that's neither really here nor there. I don't understand. That's the one thing they're so up in arms about. It's really curious to me.
I think that would be news to a lot of people that work for him in his other businesses, that he's a nice guy. And based on everybody that I've talked to that have worked for him.
Yes or no, saying. But I don't know why they're such an important thing to them.
It's not. Well, again, the people that have said that, though, are obviously employees of the Pirates who are trying to, take one for the boss.
But to answer your question, Pomp, no, I don't think they sell out on opening day. And as Colin said, I think they're down under 20,000 a game this year, down closer to 19,000.
All right, the Pirates. That's one thing. Now we're talking about the Penguins. When we come back, we're going to shift the conversation about what the Penguins have done recently and where this panel thinks they're going to end up at the end of this season. There's a lot of talk about early on, they may not make the playoffs. I think they're on pace to do that. What more do they need and where will they end up? We'll talk about that when we come back right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.